Well, the focus were really classes for people to improve themselves, whether it was physical, we had the pool and so on, or whether it was tailoring or some kinds of crafts and so on and so forth. And then we had the residence for young women who came to Wilmington and wanted a protected, or their parents wanted them to have a protected place to live. So there were a lot of single women who were starting out in business, starting out with jobs or looking for jobs, who lived at the YWCA. The main thing that I remember about those times was that we had King Street, because we had bought space in Newark and then Arden, but we also shared some space with the YMCA on a contract basis on Walnut Street. So essentially we had a black YW and a white YW. And we were very troubled by being in two locations, just a couple blocks apart. And so there was a lot of energy put into trying to change that situation. It became evident that the YWCA would be the place that could help women with children who needed to become more independent or needed to leave a bad situation, would have a chance, and where it wouldn't be a Band-Aid, but it would be long-term work with these women to help them become self-sufficient. Well, I started out on the board. I became a board chair, and then I was elected to the national board of the YWCA, where I spent 2 6-year terms, 12 years. And then when I came back from the national board, Connie Barrison, who was the executive director, said, "Oh, come back on the board." And I said, "Oh, I don't want to take up a space. I'm too old for that." And she said, "I'll become an honorary board member." And here I am. They can't get rid of me now. Well, I think what I'm most passionate about is helping women who really have come from, let's say, starting with welfare and end up being homeowners, and that whole cycle that we help, where we help women to achieve this, I think is just a huge plus. And then the economic development, which is maybe on a somewhat smaller scale, and I may be wrong, I may not know all the details, but again, helping women to start businesses and become independent. And that's really, I think, primarily what the YWCA is about. What my involvement can show is that somebody who's relatively intelligent and thinks about what's going on in the world has stayed with this organization because of the way the organization has kept up with the needs of the community. My theme over and over again is that the YWCA has stayed relevant, has been meeting the needs of the community as they are today. We've had endowment campaigns in the, I think, 80s and 90s that I was part of. I think my fundraising philosophy is that if you believe in a cause, you can sell it, and you're selling the cause and not yourself. And I think that is the key to fundraising. If you're the cause and the need, and to assure that donors that what they will give will be well spent. I think we need to be in front in the gender and various gender issues, and I think we are. So it's just a matter of respecting people, and especially women, for who they are and what they are. most important thing is the mission of the organization and the programs of the organizations. But I think it really helps to have personal connection to the organizations, because people know you and your friends, and know and you know, the various other board members. Go out in the community and people say, well, so-and-so, isn't she a vice president of such and such a company, and she spends time at the YWCA? There must be something there that I ought to know about. And I think that helps. With me, maybe the 50 years is my talking point. But personal connections, especially in a community like this, are extremely important. I think that we have found an area where we can do a very good job in the community, and so that is what we need to be known for, and not necessarily for the swimming pools which we had 20 years ago.